What a well-dressed, good-looking group of people.
Yes.
Although after seeing that video, I feel like maybe we should have worn white.
Didn't get the memo.
Didn't get the memo. That's okay.
Oh, you want Guru Jagat, guys?
Hi.
Oh,
Yes.
I like that
Okay.
intro. just a walk on. No explanation. Yeah, she's
Great.
here. We have a microphone. So nothing screams wellness like a mansion in Beverly Hills.
Right?
So here we are.
Here we are. I'm Elizabeth Kott.
And I'm Stephanie Simbari.
We are from the wellness podcast, That's So Retrograde. Maybe you've heard of it. Most likely.
You have. That's our new manifesting tool.
Yes.
You've heard of it.
You've heard of it.
Good. We talk about basically all things pertaining to health and well-being, but sort of with an edge. Like if Goop and Broad City had sex, that would be us.
Think about that. Put that image in your
Get it?
brain.
Yeah. I was
Do
going
we
to say
have
the
that?
F word, but then I felt this place is too nice. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's too fancy
Don't
for the
say
F
fuck.
word.
Okay, I said it. Okay.
Okay. Guru Jagat.
I feel better now. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we didn't, but you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We already said thank
Yeah.
you like 5
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
We're thankful.
So
we did our gratitude work for
Yeah,
today.
we did.
this is Guru Jagat. For those of you who don't know, she is an incredible Kundalini teacher and thought leader, and working on so many different things. Oh my God! So you created your own institute called the Rama Yoga Institute for Applied Science and Technology.
That was a really good go for that.
Is it
was,
a go
it was
for that?
almost.
Oh,
It was almost. It's a lot of words. It just
Rama
rolls right off the tongue.
Institute for Applied Yoga Science and Technology. So goddamn close.
I know, it's so close.
In Venice and Mallorca. Ooh, fans.
Yeah.
And
It's a mansion, you know what I mean?
yeah, no, I mean, that's where I do all my yoga.
Yeah.
And then the other really cool thing you're doing is that you have a foundation that is sort of another extension of the Institute. Can you tell us what you're doing with the Roma Foundation?
Yeah, well, we're all very, blessed to have the time to be here this morning in this incredible place and to be able to talk about wellness and partake in wellness in a certain way because it is a luxury. But we feel that wellness isn't just for us, it's for everyone, and so many people need it. And so we created the Roma Foundation for people who really need an experience of peace and a place that's safe and a place of inner peace that's safe. And so it's to serve those people, the underserved populations.
That's amazing.
I know, we're excited.
Wow. And so you're working with people in the education system in Los Angeles and the veterans. Wow.
Yeah, and we're, I think that there are many underserved populations. The veterans we were talking about are one of them.
Yeah.
And then just all sorts of places, certain demographics that are very underserved with good food, education around what it would mean to just be able to kind of, we launched this initiative called the Deep Breath Initiative this month, and it's just about breathing 3 minutes deeply, which seems simple, but none of you have taken a breath since we started. Should we do that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a luxury. And so we're not really taught about how to do that. And most of us have kind of neurotic impulses around our breath because that's what we learned literally in utero. So we just want to bring some breath to a pretty crazy time on the planet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
We're going to get to you guiding us through some breath work in a little bit, but first we just want to talk to you a little bit.
Sure.
How do you feel about that?
I love to talk.
Okay, so one thing we always ask our guests on That's So Retrograde, we're very curious into rituals, whether it be morning rituals, daily rituals, whatever. So and we also believe that it's like an ever-changing, evolving thing.
Yeah.
What are you into right now on the wellness front? What's keeping you aligned?
Well, I'm a traditionalist.
No.
I mean, I might be a surprise. But so I'm kind of into do something and actually do it deeply. I think it's what's missing in the wellness industry is that we're just going to kind of be tourists and lightly do this and lightly do that and just kind of the way we do everything as Westerners.
Spirit junkie?
No comment. And so, there's this kind of spiritual tourism. So I'm into deep. I'm into take one thing, take a breath deep, take a practice and go deep with it. So I do the same thing every single morning. And, you know, this morning was a little exciting because I get up very early, so this is like dinner time. And it's like, you know, it's kind of right between lunch and dinner right now.
It's really early.
Really early is 3:45.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
what time do you go to bed?
I mean, you know, 3:30, something like that. I'm a party girl, can't
Right,
you tell?
you're crazy.
So it's almost happy hour.
But so we, you know, 3:45, we were up, and we do, you know, the same. I do kind of the same set of yoga and meditations for some years, so that I really go deep into it. So we do that in the morning. But this morning was exciting because my institute's in Venice, and we had, you know, fist fights with houseless people and all sorts of things. I mean, it's been an exciting morning before we got here.
Wow.
It's not all been like beautiful in a mansion before we got here. So it's been, you know, sometimes it's not the same. Sometimes we get to like wrestle down, you know, sometimes some things happen, but
Street fights.
yeah, some street fights.
Yeah.
But no big deal.
So what about if you get invited to a party or like an event, like you just go and you still wake up every morning at the same time? That's fascinating.
Yeah, well, I travel a lot, and what has really helped me with that is just that wherever my time zone is my time zone. You have to be I mean, this is mind training. You just decide that you're in that time zone, and then, you know, you just kind of do the thing.
Right.
But you know, we can sleep when we die. Like, I'm not in Shavasana either. If you come to my class, we don't do a lot of Shavasana. We don't do Shavasana. But yeah, so the sleep thing is, I think the more breath you get in your body, the less sleep you need at times. But then, you know, you make it up. We like to, my health tip for the day is sleep binging. If you haven't tried it, it really does work. If you have some sleep binge.
binging?
Yeah,
Like
like
all day?
when you have some time to sleep, you just make it all up. You know what I mean?
So naps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever you can sleep. The mothers in here know what I'm talking about. You just sleep when you sleep when you can.
You heard it
Right.
here first.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really big wellness tip. That's, you know, I'm cutting edge here.
So we have a new moon today.
We do.
We had it this morning.
Yeah, early this morning.
In Taurus. And I was going to speak on that, but I feel that you might be a little bit more qualified to do that. I mean, I took one woman's workshop this week, so I'm on the level, but not like on the level.
Yeah. Well, how about you correct me if I'm wrong?
I'll fact check, you lead the way.
Okay, cool.
Good, perfect.
So I actually was saying this, that these kind of lunar cycles, anytime we kind of align ourselves with natural cycles, we're going to start to align our whole rhythmic intelligence, is the term we use in yoga, our whole rhythmic intelligence with something that is more natural. And if you're an urbanite, it's really important to kind of align your whole system with some of these natural cycles. And as yogis, we've been doing this for 7,000 years. So I like to joke, I mean, I was having these new moon, you know, kind of sessions in my back shack like 20 years ago, and nobody even knew there was a moon. Like, it was like nobody, remember that? Remember when no one knew there was a moon?
Oh, that thing?
Yeah.
That
Do you remember that
flashlight in the
though?
sky?
Like, nobody knew there was a moon.
Yeah.
Like, maybe a full moon, but nobody knew about the new moon. Like, that wasn't happening. So I've been practicing new moon technologies for a long time because I'm old, but we do yoga and we look good. And first of all, the new moon is such a powerful time to create kind of a new pattern, literally neurologically. In your physiology, you can create a new pattern in your brain chemistry and in your body in a much kind of more potent way on the new moon. So that's just like new moon straight up.
Yeah.
Would you fact check? Check.
Yep, it checks out.
Okay. And then with the Taurus new moon, we have a bunch of retrogrades.
Yeah.
We do.
Which I'm a fan of. Are you guys a fan of?
I'm into it. I like the revisiting.
Yeah, it's really it's a powerful time to kind of see when, you know, we've already been through some of this stuff, especially with some of the bigger retrogrades, and now we're kind of going back and seeing if we learned our lessons. And usually the answer is no.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like that's why people are in fear of it, because it's like uncomfortable if you're not willing to examine what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But if you take it as an opportunity to actually learn the lesson or examine something deeper, then it's like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm not getting away with it anymore, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, or you can have another chance to maybe get into right action. So I think it's it's a big opportunity.
Yeah.
And Taurus is one of the most kind of 3D of all of the archetypes of the energies of the zodiac. Would you agree on that?
Well, Elizabeth's a Taurus, and I'm a Taurus rising, so we're definitely living in 3D.
Yeah, you guys are very 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an earthy sign.
It's real.
It's a sensual sign.
Yeah.
It's a
You like
creature
pretty
comfort
things?
sign.
Yeah.
Matches.
And
You
it's
like pretty
it's
things?
make things real sign. So it's
Ooh.
very there's a real opportunity on a day like today. So I think it's very auspicious that we're together because it's a real opportunity to kind of set something in motion that you want to, because everything appears vibrationally before it actually appears in this particular kind of experience. So you actually have to start to vibrate with it. And all great athletes know this. I was telling Shubhapreet, I was giving Shubhapreet some coaching in the clutch, and I was saying you got to play the game. You got to play the game in your mind before you go to bed. You got to play the game in your mind when you wake up. All good athletes, Michael Jordan did it. Every great athlete in history does this exact thing, and this is kind of a Taurus thing. If you start to kind of vibrate it and then pull it down from the ethers into reality, anybody who creates, all of this fashion was created that way, all of it, all art, all beauty, all love.
It's like Jay-Z said.
Exactly.
You just got to envision it first. He was right.
He was so right.
He was so right.
No, but he's
Continues to be right.
He must have Taurus in his chart. Look at him. He looks like a Taurus, thick neck. You know what I mean?
Is that a Taurus trait?
Same, yeah.
You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about,
Elizabeth.
but like really juicy.
neck.
You know.
Wait, you said something, but then I forgot it because I started thinking about Jay-Z. God damn it.
No.
I was like, I do love him. Fuck. It's gone. It's done.
He always steals the thunder.
He does.
So we have
yeah.
new moon, great time to manifest.
Yeah.
What do you have any tips for manifesting? Are
I
you
do.
write it down, or you have a conversation? What's
Well,
your method?
That you got to write it down with the, we none of us write anymore, or very rarely, unless you're one of those people who journals. But I'm suspect of those people.
We're journalers.
I'm a real
We're big
journaler.
journalers.
Are you journalers?
Yeah.
But it's kind of changed. I know I kind of stopped journaling because I realized I was just writing myself in circles.
Yeah.
So I started listing instead.
Listing?
Yeah.
I thought you said listening, and I was like, whoa, girl, that's profound.
Yeah. And listening. and listening. Listening to list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do morning pages, which is like a brain dump. Like the first, when you first wake up, you just write 3 pages. I write about like the dreams I had, what I'm grateful for, whatever. I don't know. It
That's
just
a
it helps
discipline.
clear, like trims the fat, so you can like go about your day.
Yeah.
As
It's-
brought to our consciousness by Julia Cameron in The Artist's Way.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. I was giving some wellness tips recently, and I was saying, Julia Cameron talks about when she lived with Martin Scorsese, his morning ritual was she would wake up to him going, fuck you, fuck you. And she would be like, what's going on? And basically he would be, with his kind of whatever it was, his self-doubt, whatever was his, the voice in his head, the critic, the whatever the thing is, he would literally have like a 5-minute just like telling it off in the first thing in the morning. That was his spiritual practice.
I'm
Love that.
obsessed with
Isn't that,
that.
I mean, that's
Yes,
inspiring.
that's so good.
Isn't that so good?
Yeah, because it's like totally against any conventional spiritual wisdom.
Yeah.
It's like, be
And
positive. No, just tell it to fuck off.
tell it to fuck off. I'm going to live my life. Like, you've already
Yeah.
ruined enough of my life. How many years have you guys been on the planet? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no more.
Bye.
Bye.
Bitch.
Girl, bye.
Bizitch.
Yeah. I love that.
So, new moon manifestation.
New moon. Yeah.
Bye, bitch. Thank you for coming.
So we don't write anything down, right? A lot of us, except for these incredible women.
Except for these freaks.
So I think the practice of actually handwriting really does something to your brain, especially now. I mean, there are, like this young man here, there are humans on the planet that have never handwritten anything. Have you ever written anything in handwriting? Just like once? Yeah, okay.
Like signing
Did you like
your
it?
restaurant receipt.
Yeah, it was cool. So
How did it feel?
So writing things down with your hands does do something literally neurologically to your brain. So I think writing down and being very specific, because everything that I've ever kind of manifested from the ethers into the 3D, the more specific I got, the more there was kind of a command. And The Secret came out 20 years ago, so it's not a secret that you can command kind of how you want your reality to exist. But my question is always, once it happens, how are you going to behave? Once it happens, how are you going to show up? Are you going to be generous and kind and look people in the eye and not, treat your assistant like an asshole, or treat the guy who's taking your, the valet guys? Or I always can tell who a person is by how they behave in that way. And so that's my question. Is like we can manifest. I think especially in this scene, we all kind of know that. But then the question is, who are you going to be? How are you going to use that to serve humanity? Because it's a very important time on the planet.
How do you keep that in check? Like, I like the way you're describing manifesting, because the way it sounds to me is like you're not saying, oh, I'm just making it happen. It's what you're describing is something that already exists in a non-tangible place that you're just making more concrete. So it's, to me, sounds like it's something that occurs to a person, and then they make it happen based on their like impulse, not like weaving it out of thin air. Is that because I've never really heard it described like that.
Well,
does that make sense?
It does. I think. Let me tell me if I didn't get it.
Yeah.
But basically, if it's ever occurred to you,
yeah.
I don't want to be an astronaut. I don't like oceans. Anything that like takes me off my feet. Not into it. Roller skates, nothing. So I didn't want to be an astronaut, but somebody in here may have occurred to them that they wanted to have that experience. If it occurred to you, then in some way it is a variance of a possibility of your incarnation. That doesn't mean you have to follow it, but it's occurred to you as something that was a possibility. That never occurred to me.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the way and then the things that are really pressuring you, and right now people are very pressurized because we have to decide how we're going to be humans now, and how we're going to show up and what we're going to do. And I'm sorry. How old are you? Okay, I'm sorry. Because you guys have a big challenge, but your genius and your creativity is here to match that. So I'm excited because I believe the future is bright. But that's all. We're dealing with.
That's something to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, the future's bright.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some really incredible younger generations coming up, and I don't know how I won't ask how you guys are, but you guys are young too, right?
I feel like it's fine to say our age.
Yeah.
22.
Oh yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm talking about. They're younger than you.
We're 31.
Yeah.
32.
Okay. So, but
We're older than matches.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the specificity when manifesting. I feel like, I'll speak for myself, I've had moments where I've just been like, something needs to shift. I'm not sure what it is. So the being specific wasn't really there in my brain. There wasn't like a specific goal I was going towards, but just like wanting to call in the greater good. So what about when you're not feeling so spot on with what you want to have, what you want to bring in?
I think that's a great question. Does anybody come up against that? I feel like it's a really good question. And this is just my answer to it, because I feel that the way that the process of living a full life happens is through the magnetism of love. But what is love? I can talk about love, but love is actually an experience. It's not something we do. It's an experience we have, which is a whole nother conversation about relationships. We're not going to talk about that today. But so how you want to kind of experience love. And so wherever you're at, which is your assignment right now, wherever you're at is your assignment right now. Do we get that? No matter how much you love it or hate it, or whatever your day is, because moodiness is a real, kind of passé thing in our culture. We're moodiness is very 2016. I'm just breaking it to everybody, because I mean, do we have anything to be moody about here? Nope, not one little thing. But so if you are on assignment, and it's whether you like it or you don't like it, or whatever your opinions are about it, if you truly enrich yourself in it and ask how you can serve the situation, the people who you dislike, and the people in your office you don't like or you do like, or how you could actually show up and be a leader, a role model, then you will graduate. So if you don't like it, you'll graduate and you'll get on a new assignment because you've fully engaged in loving however you could possibly serve that moment. You'll graduate. Nobody's listening to me. Okay, never mind.
Fully listening. I
you
love
are?
that.
Okay.
Yes.
Should we lock gaze on this one?
Lock it in.
Okay.
I am listening. I'm ready to graduate.
You're ready to graduate?
Yeah.
So if you fully engage in whatever it is that's in front of you, whatever it is, the most menial task to something that if you fully engaged in it and that flow of energy starts to happen in you, then, I mean, you see it in other cultures. They fully engage with what's in front of them, and then there's a kind of satisfaction from that is missing in most of Western culture.
Mm-hmm.
We're so dissatisfied.
Yeah.
So that's my kind of answer to that, is fully engage and then kind of just see where that engagement takes you, because that's the flow of love. And as my teacher says, life is a flow of love. It only takes your participation.
Damn.
You got to participate, whether you want to or not.
Okay, I want to go back. We started talking about the importance of breath. This is something, like, we all have the capability to get high on our own supply, and as you pointed out, we're not really using that mechanism to its full advantage.
Yeah.
Talk about the benefits of breath, how we can tap into this throughout our day. Just, we're curious.
Yeah. So the Deep Breath Initiative is this. Everyone, including our world leaders, if they just for 3 minutes breathe deeply, and I'm not even talking about any specific breath, anything fancy. I'm going to teach you some things today, but just deep breath through the nose, particularly, because a lot of us are shallow mouth breathers. Like, yeah, like even when like when a guy comes at you like that, has that ever happened? I know you. You're like, whoa. Yeah.
It triggers
have like
something.
PTSD, freaking out.
It's true.
Sick. Are you just not flossing, or like what's that?
Yeah, exactly.
Smell.
So if we breathe deeply through our nose for 3 minutes, just that. And you can do it. I mean, no other breath you want to do while you're driving, but you could actually do it while you're driving, just long, deep breath. So breathing through the nose deeply, it puts you into parasympathetic dominance. What does that mean? It means that the parasympathetic nervous system is what makes you feel good to be alive. It's what makes you feel relaxed. It's what makes you feel kind of able to, it literally tells your body that you can, lose weight and get, radiant and enjoy the moment and all the stuff that everybody's kind of searching to do. It's actually backwards. When you go into sympathetic dominance, the body goes into fight or flight, and it holds, and so a lot, that's so on very basic physiological level. Long deep breath for 3 minutes. That's the secret number. 3 minutes, it changes the kind of parasympathetic dominance of the nervous system, and then also it gets the pituitary gland to start to secrete. And when the pituitary gland starts to secrete, you start to feel buzzed. You start to feel high on your own supply. You start to feel the frontal lobe of the brain. This is visceral, and I'm going to show you. You're going to feel it. So it's not just a cognitive, I'm not telling you. You don't have to believe me, because you're going to have an experience of it, and then that's yours forever. I may never see you again, but that's yours forever, that experience.
So should we?
Sure.
Do we want to?
Anything else?
Is there questions? Do you want to open it up before the breath
Yeah,
work,
do you want to take questions?
a few questions
Do you guys
before
have
we
questions?
Post.
Don't be bashful. No?
Okay.
What about if everyone takes a deep breath, then decides if they have a question? No? Okay. No one wants to do it.
That guy was yawning. You
Yeah.
took it. How was that breath? Is that good? Okay, good. I obviously explained it with such not a good. Let's go.
You've
We can
answered every
meditate
question.
longer. No questions? We can meditate longer. Wonderful. Good.
Does that feel right? I mean, I feel like I want to take advantage of you being here and talk to you forever, but I know that's not possible.
It is fun to talk. You guys
Yeah.
are great.
Thanks.
You're great.
You're great.
You have good energy. Has anyone ever told you that?
Okay, well, let's do the breath work then. Sure.
Now?
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
We'll see what comes.
We'll see what happens.
Maybe there'll be
Comes from
questions
that.
after
Everyone's going to be a little looser lipped afterwards.
that. Yeah.
All right. This is what I was thinking. I want to show you how in your like really good outfits you can actually do a little yoga. So we'll do a little yoga, just sitting here with your feet on the ground. Nothing's going to get crazy. Everybody's clothes are staying on and that kind of thing. I saw a picture of this Ganja yoga, whatever. We're not into that. But, I mean, it didn't, the Ganja yoga, have you seen this? I don't know, it didn't look attractive to me. She was like splat on the ground, like, you know, hitting a joint. And I was like, that's not the way we do it. That doesn't look attractive to me. I want you guys to look vibrant and totally alive and energized. So that's the goal. We're gonna bring the palms together. Who's done Kundalini yoga before? All right, you guys are good. This is gonna be awesome in those earrings. We need like a boomerang with those earrings. Okay, so bring the palms together. We're gonna use the science of sound. Bring the palms together, take a deep inhale. And exhale. So we use this sound Ong, O-N-G, Ong, Namo, Guru, Dev Namo. And the sound actually is a way for us to vibrate these glands in the brain. So you really want to kind of vibrate into the brain and wake up these glands in your brain. And that's what's going to start to make you feel different. So take a deep inhale, both feet on the ground. And exhale. Whatever big or little way you're ready for a change now. We're just going to set an intention because in the group field, all intentions are exponentiated. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to tune in. Inhale deep. Hold the breath. Sit up as tall as you can. Pull the mulabandha, rectum, sex organs, navel. We squeeze up. Focus between the eyebrows. And then exhale. Okay, hands will just kind of come onto the knees. I became a yoga teacher because I wanted to be able to say rectum in conversational English. And I feel really privileged. Okay, inhale forward, exhale back, inhale forward, exhale back. So you're just like flexing your spine here. And deep breath. You're gonna close your eyes, you're gonna focus between your eyebrows and flex your spine. Inhale through the nose forward, exhale through the nose back. for another 30 seconds. See how deep you can breathe. Wherever you're feeling a little numb, a little anxious. See if you can breathe into those parts of you. Center. Hold the breath, sit up tall, and squeeze those locks again, rectum, sex organs, navel. It's a good way for you to center into the internal self. And exhale. Hands now come more over the knees or actually on the knees. And same thing, we'll flex the spine. Inhale forward and exhale back. And you'll notice right away where you kind of hold your breath, where you're kind of holding life from actually inhabiting you. It's really not the other way around. Right between the eyebrows on this vision, this intention, this positive intention for yourself, for your family, your businesses, each other. And exhale. Inhale, fingers in the front and thumbs in the back. You're going to inhale left, exhale right, so twist. Inhale left, exhale right. You have to coordinate with each other. It's like, synchronized swimming. Inhale left, exhale right through the nose. Breathe up into the upper lungs. I can tell you that many of you have not reached those upper lungs in a long time. And part of the insomnia, the anxiety, the depression, the unhappiness, it's physiological. You're not breathing enough. Center. Pull elbows away and stretch the spine up. Squeeze, hold the breath. And exhale. Good. We're going to bring the left hand forward, palm forward. Right hand grips. And then inhale, one elbow up. Exhale. It's like helicopter chops here. Up and down. Inhale, exhale. Breathe through the nose, the nose, the nose. You have to reprogram your nervous system from that mouth breathing. Really deep breath through and up in the upper the heart, the back of the heart. When the heart is numb or shut down, you lose instantaneously 33% of your energy. So this is part of the fatigue that we're experiencing. Is that we're living our lives with our hearts totally just kind of numbed out, shut down. So I'd like to just open them up a little bit. Now inhale, center, pull the elbows away, deep inhale. Hold breath, squeeze up, sit up tall. Just no matter how you feel about your life or yourself, just fake it for a moment. Feel your own dignity, your own majesty. And exhale. Good. Hands come behind the head. Inhale, elbows open. Exhale, elbows close. Pull the navel to the spine. Powerful breath. We're just systematically opening up your lungs. Inhale up, exhale forward, navel pulls to the spine. For those of you who like kind of fitness, which is, an odd bunch, but you guys might like you might like to do fitness stuff. This is really deeply toning for your organs, for the fat around your organs, for your blood. It detoxifies your blood, your digestion. There's really nothing that this doesn't do for the body, the physical body, that's very anti-aging. Powerful breath through the nose. See if you every time catch yourself and breathe through the nose. That's going to make a change in you. Good. Now inhale and pull the elbows away again. Sit up tall. Press energy through the feet. And exhale. Hands on the thighs. You'll inhale your shoulders up and down like this. Powerful breath. Inhale up and exhale down. We all are experiencing something called computer sickness, or brain fatigue is another term for it. And this is a great way. You can just do it at your desk and do it throughout the day. These really kind of deep shoulder shrugs with deep breath. Inhale up and down. Starts to get oxygen into the brain and get some of that fatigue out of your brain. See if you can breathe just a little bit more and really squeeze up and down. The thyroid issues that we have in our culture, especially with women, are connected to the tightness and the tension we're holding in the neck and the shoulders. Actually, the thyroid doesn't have a physical space to be able to function properly. So we're loosening that up. It also is connected to subpar orgasms. I'm just letting you know. I'm trying to inspire you. Inhale, both shoulders up. Everyone's going to do really good. Okay, up, 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 up. Pull the Mulabandha, squeeze, and exhale. Now drop the chin and move the head in a nice circle. Breathe through the whole circle. Really deep breath. And then go the other direction. Breathe. If you learn to command the depth of your own breath, you can command the rhythm of the mind, the thoughts, so that racing mind, the non-presence that's creating dissatisfaction in your life. You can start to reprogram it. Now inhale and the head floats to the top of the spine. And exhale. Good. We're going to go back to this bear grip. And we're going to do 3 rounds of this. So you're going to inhale deep. Hold the breath and squeeze the Mulabandha, rectum, sex organs, navel, squeeze up. The toning of the inner organs, the toning for women of the kind of pelvic floor is connected to the tone of the skin on your face. This is total yogic beauty secrets. Now exhale all the way out. Hold the breath out. Squeeze rectum, sex organs, navel. Squeeze, whole breath out. Good. Now inhale. The arms stay in the lock. They come up above the head. Hold breath and pull the elbows away. Squeeze the mula bandha is what we call it. Hold the breath. Squeeze up. Get this cerebral spinal fluid pumping. Now exhale the breath all the way out. All the way out, out, out. Hold out. Pull mula bandha, rectum, sex organs, navel. Good. Come back to the heart. Inhale. Hold the breath and squeeze all the way up. Rectum, sex organs, navel. Focus between the eyebrows. Focus on the intention, the creation, the change. Everyone's feeling the pressure to change now. Focus. Exhale all the way out. Hold the breath out. Squeeze. Arms come up above the head. Inhale. Hold the breath, sit up tall, squeeze up. Focus between the eyebrows. Exhale, breath all the way out, squeeze out, rectum, sex organs, navel. Inhale, back to the heart, last round. Hold the breath, squeeze up. You're literally elevating yourself out of your negativity, out of your doubt, your self-doubt, your self-hatred. Exhale all the air out. Hold the breath out. Squeeze up. Inhale, last time above the head. Hold the breath. Squeeze up. Imagine a halo of light. That part of you that's connected to everything. And exhale all the way out. Exhale, hold the breath out, squeeze. This is the small death. You're practicing here. And inhale and exhale, relax. We're going to finish this little series with something called Kriya. And there's nothing this doesn't do. It changes your metabolism. It helps your digestion. For men and women, it's so good for vitality, for anti-aging, for your sex life. There's just nothing this doesn't do. And particularly, it is very good for the way you feel about yourself. So I give this to people if they're, it's kind of non-linear, but when people want to meet someone, they want to have a good relationship, this Kriya is so good because you get over your kind of self-consciousness and your hatred towards yourself, and then you can be attractive. Straight up. Okay, so index finger steepled like this. Left thumb over right for the women, right thumb over left for the men. You're going to stretch up, you're going to sit up, and we're going to work that same kind of thing. We're going to pull sut, and the navel comes to the spine, and then nam and release. So it's kind of like a deep crunch. So inhale, sut, nam, 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 hold the breath. Now stretch the arms up. Pull the mula bandha. Stretch everything. Pull the energy all the way up, out the fingertips. Just charge yourself. And exhale and relax. Okay, let's look at you. All right. High in your own supply? In a chair. You know, we like to do it in a chair. It's good. Yeah.
In high heels.
In high heels, whatever. And that's, you know, that's my mission. That's what I wrote this book about, Invincible Living, is anybody, anywhere can have just the wherewithal and the techniques and the skills to create this kind of feeling in yourself. Because, you know, if you're feeling like this, are you going to do better when you feel like this? You think better about yourself. You think better about each other. We're going to be friendlier to each other. This is a natural way to create this a society that we all want to live in. Because when we feel better, we do better.
So true.
Yep.
You know
I
your
feel
stuff.
shifted. How do we all feel? Amazed? Fashionably aligned?
Any questions? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think that I've been in training because Yogi Bhajan sent me to Los Angeles, and before I opened my institute, I worked with so many people. I'm just a Jewish girl from West Virginia.
Where all
But
Jews come from.
Where all Jews come from.
Huh?
And so I came to Los Angeles, and I just saw a lot of people who had a lot of things, who were very, very unhappy. And Yogi Bhajan sent me here, my teacher, to teach here. And so early on, I was young and innocent and really good looking, and I saw all these unhappy people. And that really, I think, was the first thing, that it doesn't matter how much you have or how much you don't have. If you don't have, there's a kind of philosophical term we use in yoga, which is called axis, that our orbit is all of the things that you guys have and matches. And we have an orbit where we can influence people, and we can, and now with the way social media is, many of us have, you know, big orbits of influence. And it's the way we manifest, it's the way we create in the world. But the axis is the spiritual spring. And if you don't have some connection at a moment's notice to something that is yours, and yours at least until this body goes, and then there's another essence that still exists. But if you don't have connection to that, it doesn't matter what you look like, how much you have, where you're from, where you graduated college, nothing matters. And we've all seen it, we've all felt it. The times where something we thought we wanted, we got, and then it was like, okay.
Dead.
Yep. So that was what inspired me, I think, in the beginning, was just like, oh wow, well, we gotta do something about this.
That's interesting, because in reading about the Taurus new moon, they were saying that it's a really good time to establish something that gives you a sense of self-worth from inside yourself, not from an outside source. So perfect timing to answer that question.
Yeah, and it's literally a breath away. It's literally a breath away. You know, we can get fancy. We can, you know, there's all sorts of. If you like that, you can kind of. The thing I love about Kundalini yoga is it's a real kind of hometown buffet. Or on the East Coast we had Sizzler. Dude, anybody East Coast? Okay.
There was one.
There was one. Okay.
On Highland, but it's dead
really?
now.
But so there's so many things that you can really engage in. So if you're looking for spirituality, we have that. If you're looking for a little meditative experience, we have that. But also, Kundalini yoga is quite physical, and I will kick your ass if you come around Rama Institute. If you want to like get a workout, it's a whole different type of working out because it's a science and it works from the inside out. And if you do it, you will get in the best shape of your life, and you're not like pounding the pavement and hurting yourself. And so it has such a vast kind of array of ways to engage with ourselves that's why I've committed my life to it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I thought you said Kundalini yogurt.
Me too. Do we have that here?
Yeah.
I
There's
think it
some
has
over
chia
there.
seeds.
It has chia seeds in it. Yeah, it has chia seeds in it. Yeah, just throw some chia seeds in it. I mean, that's what you do now, right?
Yeah.
Right. Some
On
kale,
board.
it's fine.
Yogi Bhajan was a master of Ayurveda, and so he really had a lot of really interesting things around diet and nutrition that were very fascinating. I'm very fascinated by that aspect of his teachings, and so we do all sorts of different. He really liked mono diets as a way to. He said women over 30 basically should not fast for more than 24 to 36 hours. And I don't know about you, I know most of you aren't over 30, but if you've tried, you know, kind of like a 5-day juice cleanse, I hear this a lot. People gain weight, or the metabolism gets sluggish and that kind of thing. So we're really into kind of simplifying, and there's all sorts of mono diets for all sorts of different things. He had, I mean, all the way to, he gave so many teachings, but there's a diet called the avocado sandwich diet, which I know this is really in right now. And you actually, you take everything out, like all the kind of dough of sourdough bread, and then you put the avocado in it, so it's like open face, and then like the olive oil or whatever, and you eat a couple of them, you know, during the day, and you do, you know, some days of it, and people lose all this weight. They're eating bread.
We can't
Carbs.
hear it.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. So they're scooping out the middle, but so he was really intelligent on how to work with Westerners.
To be clear.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a good way of doing it. So yeah, he had some amazing things. So there's also, and everything we did, like what we just did now, anybody's eyesight a little bit clearer, that's an indication, one, that the endocrine system has started to secrete, so your metabolism has already started to change, and two, that your blood has started to clean up and detoxify. So one of the kind of visceral experiences is that our eyesight changes a little bit. So that's when you can, you know, actually work with some of the things that we think, okay, if our eyes go a little bit bad or a lot bad, that's just, you know, that's just that. But you actually can work with your eyesight because it's connected to your liver and your blood and a lot of emotional trauma as well. So there's lots of those teachings in Kundalini Yoga, and I have a bunch of them in the book if you're really like
Get the
into it.
book.
Yeah.
Tell us the title of the book.
Invincible Living.
Beautiful. And
Yeah.
it's right over there. How perfect. More questions? I saw another hand. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. Oh, wait, how much time we got? I'll just give you the teaching that
She's
I
like,
was
"Not
kind
much."
of talking about. This is, I mean, if you lived by this, if you took this and you said, okay, I'm going to relentlessly live by this for the rest of my life, you would have amazing relationships and be very, very fulfilled in relationships. So, but why don't we do that? Pop quiz.
Because we want to possess each other?
We're addicted to pain. We want to possess each other. Well, all of those things are from what?
Fear?
Good answer. our childhoods.
So yeah.
Yeah, so fears,
Yeah.
you know, we want to be, so we have certain neurological patterns that have been kind of programmed into us, and that's just part of this. So you have to start to kind of deprogram some of that, which just the breath work starts to deprogram some of that fight and flight and the way that we just behave. You know, I mean, I don't know. This happens especially for women. It's the feminine nature, so it can be with men too, but the feminine nature, you'll hear yourself saying something and you're thinking cognitively to yourself, why am I saying this? Why am I doing this right now? I actually love this person. Like, you know, that's a very feminine, because that's just kind of part of the wildness of the feminine energy. But why you're doing it is because of these childhood programs. So this is the teaching. Wait for it. You guys are all on the edge of your seats. The way that you want to experience love is totally and completely your decision. So I am a big love the one you're with girl. So if you, and what I see all the time is that, you know, especially, I work a lot with women, but men as well. You met someone who's great and all the things and everything's kind of checked out and everything's wonderful, and then you hit that moment of 3, 6, 9 months, a year, where the subconscious childhood trauma starts to come up. And all of a sudden, the person starts to behave like your other boyfriend, your dad, and your mom. Now, you basically, because of your programming, will relentlessly force that person to behave that way, because you have to recreate it. That's called karma. Do we get that? Karma is a magnetic loop that we have to complete unless we reorganize it. So basically, the nicest guy ever, you know, and we all have these past relationships where if we knew better, we would have done better. So if you decide, 2 things. 1, there's a way I want to experience love, and that's the way that I'm going to love. That's the number 1. Do we get that? It's the deepest spiritual practice. It is. It is the deepest spiritual practice. So if you decided the way you wanted to experience love, and that's the way you loved, no matter how he was showing up, you would evoke him to be, unless, let me not, you know, put you in a heteronormative place, but wherever you are on that scale.
You're so 2012.
Yeah. Exactly. But so you would evoke from your partner that, just from that, but I mean, it's so much easier said than done. So, I mean, these are big, huge teachings. And then the second one, I'll just splash in, but we're not going to go there, which is, you have to decide what you're going to have a bigger experience of with your partner, and then relentlessly have that bigger experience. God damn it. You know what I mean? You decide, because you decide what is the greatest thing about this person, and I'm going to have the experience of that thing. And that is what, and if you do it, you'll always bring out the best in them. But we usually bring out the worst in each other. So, but this is big. These are big topics. I know. Should we all cry?
Yeah.
We're sorry to all of the exes out there.
Group cry. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you to Matches for having us.
Thank
you guys.
Happy anniversary, Matches.
Yes.
Thank you.
30 and counting, hashtag.
You're welcome.
Thank you.